since I did a live stream. See if we get anybody up in this thing. So I'm basically, I guess I'll let this sit up here. I'm in between shoots. Just did some more content on, and I don't know if I'm able to, yeah, I can. Yeah, so just did some more content on these two TVs. I actually have a render running right now from video to comparison. Did some gaming stuff, and so once this render is done, I'll be able to watch the content. If I like it, if I'm satisfied with it, I'll post it up. I'll let it, set up for the next day. And then I'll get back to making some content around videos. So again, I just wrapped up some gaming content comparing these two TVs. And I'm actually impressed to see one game in particular, Destiny 2, for whatever reason, just looks infinitely better on an OLED. And I don't know if it's every OLED, but it looks way better on the A95L versus the B9. I've never in my life looked at a video game and thought, shit, this is gonna look better. And hello, thanks for coming in. Yeah, so I pretty much, as I said, just wrapped up my second comparison. It's not gonna go live until tomorrow. I don't wanna do 2 uploads in a day. So I basically wanna put myself over the next few days to have one comparison video of these two TVs every day. But yes, I did. I ran some Destiny. That's the best I can do, just because I don't play anything competitively. But Destiny looked better on the A95L. I don't know why. You'll have to see the video. Even when it came on, like the words are the white words are brighter. I don't even understand it. Like, typically you see white on a QD OLED when it's compared to something and it looks more pink, but it looked whiter. It looked brighter, but the colors look better on the B9. It was weird. I don't know. When is G4 coming? I'm not sure. I don't know if I really need to buy a G4. Like, what would my G4 replace? Just got the 77 C3. Congratulations. Coming from a C1, man, that's going to be excellent. From what I'm hearing, Michigan 1777, I'm hearing that the 85 inch is on another level. But I'm really, really, like seriously, guys, I am really impressed with the Bravia 9. I am. Honestly, it's gonna mess around and make me go down this rabbit hole of looking at other LEDs. But I have to be responsible in what I'm doing here, because I don't need more TVs. I just have an itch for like one big TV every year, and I'm due for a size upgrade. So right now, everything I'm doing is basically just like, do I stick with 77 A95L or do I grab B9 and 85 inch? Because I like 90% of what I've seen on B9, I'm happy with. And it's not whether or not it's better than A95L, it's just that it's so good. It's as good as, oh, and here's another thing. Here's a fact that I've realized with these two TVs. The A95L has the better technology, but for whatever reason, the B9 is the better looking TV. Now, I don't know how to articulate that better than how I just said it, but the B9 looks like a better looking TV, right? But the A95L is a better TV. Does that make sense? I don't even know if that makes sense. How are the angles for the B9? They're not bad. It's not perfect, but they're not bad. Like, I say that at an unrealistic angle in which you shouldn't watch a TV, you probably lose about 15% of like all totality of that clarity versus most LEDs just cut off when you go to the side. I gotta catch some of these comments. Yeah, we know OLED is better. We understand that OLED is the superior technology. But when you say OLED is better, you have to understand you're talking about a Bravia 9. A Bravia 9 is going to step on a lot of OLEDs, okay? There's a lot of OLEDs that can't beat Bravia 9. So it's when you say an OLED is better, yeah, OLED is better than LED, but it's got nothing to do with the model. So you have to be specific to the models. That's the point of a comparison, a realistic comparison. Like you can't just say OLED is better. Like we get that scientifically pixel perfect control is better than zones, right? Like we get that, but we're talking about specific models, right? Bravia 9 is better than a lot of OLEDs. He said the true test of the B9 is the peak brightness against the blooming and black levels. That's true. The problem with tests is like, you know, how do you create this? Like, where's the realism, right? Like, I have a hard time. I haven't crossed over to being that type of reviewer where I'm just doing shit just to, you know what I'm saying, just to do it. So the best that I feel like I can do is just put on stuff that I watch, right? And if I put on content that I watch and it still looks good, and the only gripe that I have now is this is like low for me because I'm questioning if I've just been missing out on different technology because I've become biased with OLEDs. Or if this TV is just so good that it's just, you know, it's just really wowing me. I would definitely exchange the 65 inch. Like my intentions were to spend what I spent for the 65 inch and pay the difference for the 85 inch. I wouldn't have a 65 and 85. That would not make sense for me or my family. But my finding so far is that the B9 does look to be a better looking TV. It's just that I can clearly see that the A95L is a better TV. Like it's OLED, it's got the gloss screen, it's got the color vibrancy, right? Just like the independent pixel control, all of that stuff is better. But when I look at certain stuff, okay, like here, let me see if I can switch this. So Destiny, I just got an error. Now this is being exaggerated. This blooming is definitely being exaggerated, okay? And then keep in mind I'm streaming, but it's stuff like that that you look at and you're just like, okay, you know that that doesn't exist on this TV up here, right? But at the same time, when you're watching when you're watching some content like a movie or something, and you're legitimately looking at the quality of what the B9 is giving you, and it's like, damn, there's, I won't say it's a 3D effect, but it's just different. It's just different. So, and is my audio cutting out? I'm sorry, I'm using a clip mic. Can someone tell me, can you hear me? Am I just rambling to myself? Slime, I like what you said. My internet was buffering. Oh, sorry. We got a lot going on over here. It's like a LAN center in my house. Is it still cutting out or what? Because my internet, it says it's fine. Delusional. What's up, brother? We're good? Okay, great, great, great. Because I'm really excited. Like, I wanted to get on live and just talk to you guys. I've got my second comparison rendering right now. It's about 60% done. And I want to try to get it, I want to try to get as much content made because when I deliver this content to you guys, I really want it to be available in like the high dynamic range for you to be able to see it. And YouTube, you know, I can't wait for us to get to the point where that stuff is faster. Right now, it seems like it takes a day or so for the HDR to kick on. Seconds 84 says OLED has so many issues that drive me nuts. I had issues with my A95L, and this G4 is fully of uniformity and tinting. You still thrilled with the A95K and 880L? Those are great TVs. They're great TVs. I'd have a hard time parting with my A95K. Hard time parting with it. And I still have another, what are we, 24? I still got another 3-year warranty on it. So it's really hard. Like, that'll be a hard TV for me to give away, honestly. It's a good comparison. Best on YouTube right now. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I have this gaming one come up, and it's got some, I think, some good talking points. You know, like, this isn't a gaming channel, so I know gaming is kind of weird, but, you know, I'm most passionate. Like, I felt like such a nerd when I look back at my content for this, the content you'll see tomorrow. You'll see it. Like, I was nerding out for real. But it's the best way I can show passion. And I feel like passion is the best way for me to articulate when I like something or when I don't like something, right? So I do appreciate the support and the feedback. So basically what's going to happen is today you guys got the first comparison. Tomorrow you have a gaming comparison of the two. And then the day after, because I'm going to shoot that content today, we're going to do an all HDR on professional mode, because professional mode makes the TVs look really similar with the same settings. And that's really what I'm trying to go for. I'm just trying to make the content more for the general consumer that might look at this and wonder, like, do I buy the A95L or do I buy B9? And they don't want to really pay for a service or to have to deal with anyone calibrating, because these TVs market themselves as being great out of the box. So that's really what I'm just trying to show. So that's what the day after tomorrow video is going to be. So you guys are going to have a video every day with these two TVs for like the next 4 or 5 days. TKK, are you going to do Street Fighter live stream someday? Yeah, I'm gonna mess around. I did a shameless plug on the video you'll see tomorrow with my gaming channel, so we'll get that going. All right, Michigan, you said, does your brain perceive reality more when looking at the B9? It does, actually, but it's weird, man, because it's like, all right, so that's a really, really good question, man. Really good question. No, I don't have any sponsors. Right now, we're independent. You know, we're just independent. Right now, I can afford the hobby because it's within my budget. And I've been doing the TV stuff for so long. So no sponsors right now, but I am working on trying to partner up with some other companies to send me things so I can try to earn that way. You know what I mean? But Michigan, to your question, does your brain perceive reality more when looking at the Bravia 9 versus the OLED? I see OLEDs like a painting and a mini LED like a window. Man, listen, I don't know what your background is, but that is perfectly said. Like, that's the best way that I could personally articulate that. But the thing is, I've grown so accustomed to looking at that painting, which would be the OLED, right? That I just love the way it looks. Like, I love the way it looks. And the B9, it looks retro. Okay, it looks retro, but it looks like real, like really real. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what it is. I'm almost wondering if they could have made this TV with the glossy screen. Oh my God. If this TV had the glossy screen, I think it would be ridiculous. I don't even know if that's possible, but I feel like that's what is missing. Like, just looking at these two, it's like if the B9 was like gloss, like the A95L, shit, man, I think it would really be the best. For now, which do you prefer? I don't know, man. You know, I'm just in that stage, bro. You know, it's like it's like having multiple kids. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a favorite kid. You know, it changes every week. You know. I gotta catch these comments. I'm doing my best. I don't stream enough. There's something about the G4 that, you listen, and I've been around the G4, and I'm just right now, it's just not, it just isn't on my radar. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. As soon as the 85 is available, I will be going to pay the difference to have an 85 brought to me and the 65 taken away, because all the things that I've read tell me that the 85 is even better than the 65, right? And my use case for this TV is not predominantly gaming. Now that I've got my S95C and 77 working, we're gonna have more content on that because I haven't had any blackouts, and I actually planned on doing like a 5-hour stream or something on that, right? But let me just pause on that. I'm gonna get my S95C back in my game room. So I mean, it's like this area that I have the B9 in, it's not like a gaming area. So, I just wanted a bigger TV, and something's telling me not to get the G4. That's all I can say. Could I compare B9 to another mini LED? I mean, I do still have the that was that TV I got. I got the U7 from Hisense in the garage. That TV ain't shit though, man. No offense to anybody that's, Hisense like centric, but that ain't no comparison I can do, man. I would feel like I'm wasting my time. I would feel like it was such a clickbait, you know what I'm saying, to even pull that shit out of the garage, man. To be honest with you, bro. Rocking the plasma, that's what I'm talking about. Would I still recommend A95K? Hell yeah. That's my bedroom TV. I can tell you that I like A95K so much that I wouldn't settle for the B9, and I like the B9 a lot. I wouldn't settle for the B9 and 65-inch to take away my A95K. And like I said, I'm going to try to rock a bunch of videos with these two. Depending on how I feel, I'll try to get the A95K next to it, but that's a lot of work, man. Because then when I'm done, I still got to take the TV back upstairs, and I'm getting old, bro. Would I upgrade from a 900H to what? I had a 900H. From what though? Like, what would I be going from? Which TV? QD OLED looks pink only when you're really looking at the TVs next to each other, man. You don't notice that pink tint like looking at the TV by itself. I promise you, you don't. It's not even a thought. Like when you initially look at the TV, it's not a thought, man. When I first seen the S95B, that shit didn't look pink. It looked red as hell. Go back and look at the first video I showed y'all with that. Man, I was finna do a backflip how beautiful it looked. It's just when you put it next to something else in an unrealistic comparison, because don't nobody sit with TVs like this, man. I got all the OLEDs, and you don't ever look at these TVs next to each other. How B9 compares to B7. Oh yeah, I wouldn't know, bro. That's a step down I couldn't personally take. See, I'm not prepared to just leave from OLEDs. That's not even what this is about. It's just they got a really exciting TV. And they got a TV that's so innovative. To be honest with you, man, they might keep this TV through 26. That's the one thing to consider too. This TV probably sticks around until 2026. That might be Sony's game. They might do an off year for whatever the flagship LED or the flagship OLED is. To me, that'll be smarter for them, because invest in the product for that time and let it run 2 years. Like B9 or A95L, both. Go crazy. Take a loan out, get them both, bro. Screen reflection looks good, man. It looks good. I still argue and champion for S95D, which we're going to make more content about that, because, the matte finish is really good. I would upgrade. It just depends on how thirsty you are for the upgrade, though, man. Like if you're going through a size crisis, or you got like another room or something like that where the 900H can go, excuse me, then I would definitely upgrade. But it's not something you need to do. 900H is still a great TV still, man. What's up? What's up, money? It doesn't have to be a Master Series TV. That's what I'm saying, though. The stamp that the TV has is, it looks really good, man. Like it looks really good. Seriously. Like I'm legit, man. Like you guys gotta know, like, okay, I got the TV set like it is, man. I ate dinner, I ate breakfast, I ate lunch, and I'm making content too. So I'm like legit watching both of these TVs. Like I'm watching both of them. So it doesn't matter. I'm watching X-Men. I watched all 10 episodes of 97 again. I didn't just put that on for the content. Like I ran through all the shows. I got, what is it? I think Criminal Minds that I got downloaded on my server. So I'm gonna add that and watch some of that. I watched 2 episodes of the Walking Dead Rick and Michonne show. Shit looked great. It looked really good, man. So the TV looks really good compared to the A95L, like for real. And the fact that the larger sizes look better, that's what has me going crazy. And A95L, of course, is still good, man. It's the king, bro. The only opportunity it has is that it's not as large as, not larger than 77 inch. There's no person that will say A95L looks bad. They are being a liar if they say that. He says A95L looked muddy to you, bro. I'm not sure what you were saying, sir. You might have, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, to each its own, but you might have, I don't know, man. You might have seen something different. Like, what would be the TV that looks clearer than an A95L? B9 is way brighter, man. Way brighter. We talking about no peak luminance on, 35 brightness is higher than max. Like, an A95L is not dim. That's the one thing you got to keep in mind. It's not a dark TV. This TV, this B9 is bright as hell though. How do you clean it? You got to be very gentle. Me personally, I use fresh microfibers. I wash my microfibers. I let them air dry. I don't put them in the dryer. And I bag them joints up. But just be very, very gentle. Kind of got to buff them. And then, you just, if you got small kids, you got to keep your kids the hell away from your TV. And other than that, I mean, if you're an adult, your TV really shouldn't get dirty. Use like a Swiffer duster because, dust going to get around it, but you really shouldn't have to put any type of wiping on the TV unless you're moving it. Oh, yeah. If I had to choose a TV, like what out of which TVs? There's no TV I keep for 5 years. Not one. Not one TV I would keep for 5 years if I had my choice. If I had no choice, like if I was forced to settle, I probably would still have my LG C1. I ain't gonna lie. Like if money got bad and I was just like on some, you know what I'm saying, getting off the grid, I still have a C1. That's just the truth. I'd have a C1. LG is still my favorite brand, man. That's why I can't understand, people come from me. Like I love LG with a passion, man. With a passion. I'm a gamer, bro. So they've given the most to the gaming community from a TV perspective. Like, if you can find out what a man loves and you cater to what he loves, he gonna be loyal to you. So, it shows the picture through its color, 79 flashing pixels, great uniformity. But it'd be fantastic with regular pixels. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have that with every TV though, man. Every TV, white OLED isn't gonna be able to exhibit the same level of color volume that a QD OLED can do without you turning it up and things looking unrealistic or radical. So I mean, that's going to be the trade-off, you know. A mini LED is going to give you a brighter picture, but you're going to get the blooming. Like a projector is going to give you the size, but you're not going to get the same contrast, right? I mean, there's going to be something on anything that's got a problem. But I feel what you're saying, but yeah. You said I should compare the B9 versus OLEDs by using Gran Turismo. The game is capable of supporting 10,000 nits. Yeah, but the game ain't fun to me. So basically, I mean, like, it's kind of like the last video I did where I had the video games. And even this gaming video that I just did, when I play like the fighting games, I could just let the computer play. So if I'm gonna put on a game, you know, I kind of want to be able to be excited about it, because if I'm not excited, then it's just like me putting in just B-rolling. Basically, I could just B-roll if that was the case. But I'd rather just show my excitement based on what I'm seeing and be able to articulate what it is. But I get what you're saying about it being able to show 10,000 nits. What's M-Wave? I don't know what that is. It's gonna be a trade-off when you get micro LED too, man. I can already see it. I can already see it. Why couldn't they make it regular pixel? I mean, I'm not sure. I just personally don't. I mean, I can appreciate the type of enthusiast that you are, where you can see the flaw. Like a lot of people are not going to see that flaw, though. So even if that were the case, right, you got to think about it. Like when a company is trying to sell something, they're going to sell it to the majority, because the majority is going to pay the money. You see what I'm saying? So if you got 100 enthusiasts in a room and only 8 of them saying, hey, it's a muddy TV, you know, they more concerned with the ones that's, you know, not seeing it as being muddy. And then there's the trade-off. Like, you can't tell me that everything about a white OLED is perfect. Because when I look at, like, even my G2, I don't like looking at the G2. I don't like looking at it. It just don't look great. It doesn't look great. And the reason it doesn't look great is because I'm used to seeing an S95C. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, when you get accustomed to seeing another level, you know, they say you go down a rabbit hole, but the truth is you're looking up at a higher level. Once you sit at a higher level, then you don't want to go back down. But I know it's a lot of people that still swear by G2. Me personally, bro, I'm about to take that shit off the wall. I can't deal with it. And especially I done put this B9 in there. So y'all know I had the B9 in front of the G2. So I took the B9 out of there, and then I put the G2 on last night. And I'm like, dog, this shit don't look right. And I don't want to go through trying to make it look right. Excuse my language, but that's how I feel. You said coming from a CX, looking at a B8, C4, or B9. I mean, I see what you did there. I see you excluding Samsung, so, you know, I'm not even going to get into your business why. But I would really be going S90C, man. You know what I'm saying? I would be going S90C. You got a CX. I wouldn't go C4. I wouldn't, you know. And then I know, you know what I'm saying, it's more bread to get the G4. But yeah, I would be looking at like S90C. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but TV enthusiasts know what an OLED is. Those are not TV enthusiasts that you said. Okay, you said that all the people that I showed QD OLED to don't even know what OLED is. A person that doesn't know what an OLED is not a TV enthusiast. You're not an enthusiast because you still got a CRT in a VCR. You know what I'm saying? That's not an enthusiast, or because you got 20 speakers in your living room. No, that's not an enthusiast. I'm an enthusiast. And it's not because I pay what I pay, but I am what you would call an enthusiast. And I know it's a bunch of people out there like me. So if they don't know what an OLED is to begin, they're not a TV enthusiast specifically. An enthusiast they're gonna know what it is. They're gonna know by definition. They're gonna be up to date with the terms. They don't have to know everything, but they're going to know what the technology is. Now, if they have a preference as far as like what they're looking at, that's cool. I know some people still today say they would prefer to see a plasma over an OLED, and that's totally cool. I get it. My thoughts on clips and dented, I mean, that's what I have. That's what I can afford. And when I say that, you know, I mean that literally. Like, I can't afford to buy stuff that I don't understand, right? I know it's better stuff, but, you know, I have clips and dented. That works for me. Some of my homies, they tell me, like, I got some friends that's got some shit. They got some stuff, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, tech enthusiasm. That's one of my mans. That boy, listen, he spend that bag. Now I can afford the stuff he got, but I can't afford it. What I mean is I can't afford to spend money on shit that I can't even articulate. You see what I'm saying? I'm not spending my money on something I don't get. So I get clips, I get dented. Those are brands that make sense to me. I've seen he asked if I ever seen a true RGB OLED. I've seen every OLED that you've seen on my channel. Okay? If we're talking about something that's a movie director's using or something, man, I'm not one of them dudes. I'm a black man with kids that's, you know what I'm saying, working, doing what I'm doing. I seen what I got, bro. He said, have I seen a true RGB OLED? I don't even know what that is. Is that something I can go and spend cash for and get from the store? Because all the ones I got, I know a lot of people ain't seen in real life. You say Jesus is king. Amen. CRT is still motion king? Hell yeah. Yes, it is. I'm on a hunt for CRTs. I'm about to bring some CRTs to the channel too. That's coming real soon. Yeah, I don't even know what true RGB OLED is. I'm not going to pretend. I don't know. That sounds like something Steven Spielberg might use or something. I don't know. That's might be out of my budget. Folks that don't even know what tech is, that aren't impressed by whatever new tech is because they don't know. You just go off with it. Yeah, and that's fine too. You know, people have to be, you know, so here's the number one rule. When you buy a TV, you're supposed to buy based on what looks good to you. You buy what looks good to you, right? You go into a store, you go into a showroom, and it's important to understand that the content you're looking at is native content. It's the peak, it's the pinnacle. And you make an executive decision based on that, what looks good to you there. I mean, I'll check it out, but you know, beyond the science of learning about it, because you asked me, have I ever seen it? Like, if I can't go in the store and buy it, bro, and you know all the models, like you can look up the resume and see what I got. If I ain't got one of those, what you talking about, then I ain't seen it. I mean, I went to CES, it was my first time. I don't think I've seen one of those there, but, and I ain't trying to be an asshole or nothing like that either. I'm just responding. It's just my energy. He hit me with one of those. Have you even seen that? I felt violated. I get B9 75 inch. Is the 85 way better? You know what? Don't let me get the line to you, but thank you for that, brother. Appreciate it. I have the 65, and I have the 65 because it's what I could get right now. I couldn't afford to not make a decision. So okay, so I was gonna make a video about this, but here, here's the roadmap, okay? The reality is this. I decided the 85-inch B9 not available now, so I'll take the 65. I get the 65. If I really love it, when the 85 becomes available, great. I'll pay the difference. I'll get the 85. But at the same time, the comparisons that I'm doing for you guys, these are literally the comparisons I've been doing at home for years. So my process, I'm looking at this B9 and I'm wondering, okay, does this look much better than the A95L? Because mind you, the G4's been out. I'm not, of course can you have a shout out? Yeah. How you pronounce your name? Eli Mill Remix, shout outs to you, homie. But I'm looking at it like this. If I really like the B9 over the A95L, then I'll just play musical chairs like I always do. And then I'll get the larger B9. If I don't, then guess what? I'll just stick with the TV I got. It's that simple. It's that simple, right? So the 65 inch is supposed to be the inferior, but right now it's looking really good. So 75 and 85 on paper, like it says, is better. Then yeah. He said, you've already installed a couple of micro LED screens in malls here in Jersey. I can tell you the only downside is the price and the panel consistency. I mean, we won't know about that until it's consumer ready, bro. If it's in a mall, it's not valid at all. It's not valid at all. You know, I mean, I'm pretty sure that OLEDs at some point were said to have the same thing, right? It was only until we got them as consumers and we seen like image retention, screen burn, that we seen that there was opportunity, and they addressed the opportunity. They got pixel refresh and all of that stuff. So, you know, when it becomes an option for us to go and see and touch, then that's when, you know, I'll talk about micro LED. You know what I'm saying? But at the mall, that's not really saying nothing, bro. What's the input latency like on it? You feel what I'm saying? What's the refresh rate? Like, we don't have, you know, you gotta give a consumer. Remember, I'm a consumer. You gotta give a consumer something tangible. I want something I can touch. I need to be able to touch it so I can talk about it. If I can't touch it, I ain't really talking about it. But that's what's up. You got some hands-on experience with that. 85 uses a better panel, has more dimming zones, does better with blooming. It's based off the last 2 years. Okay. No one has yet to see. Yeah, I wasn't finna wait for the 85. I know that. I wanted to see what the TV had to offer. I'm pretty happy with it so far. That's a good question, Patrick. I haven't put, you know, I do need to test that. I'm glad you said that because and my second video just finished rendering. So that's great. I'm going to go ahead and get that uploaded on the channel. Y'all will get that in the morning. 7 a.m. Eastern is when this second comparison is going to go up. But today I'm going to start working on some more video content. So maybe I should get some 24p motion stuff going. What's a good film to test the motion on? You said, I bought a used OLED TV that has 7,000 hours on no burn in. Does it still have a long time? Of course. Of course. You go back to my C9 video. The first video was 13,000 hours with an OLED. Video did pretty good for me over time. I had legit 13,000 hours. It was a COVID TV, man. It didn't have any noticeable burn-in issues. So I think you got a long time to go with that TV, man. Congrats on you buying that. How are black bars watching content? They're actually pretty good when watching content. If you go through and watch my recent video that's up right now that we posted this morning, we talked about that a little bit. Initially, I thought I was seeing some aggressive blooming on black bars with the B9. But once we got real content on there, you know, sitting about 10 feet from the TV wasn't a problem, man. I'm very impressed. I'm impressed. Like, that's all I can say. Mind you, I'm not selling the TV or nothing. Like, I'm not trying to sell you guys on that. You guys are just going on my journey. This is just my 1-2 step, man. I like the B9. I do. It's an exciting TV. You know, you have to go into it understanding that you're going to sacrifice blooming. You're going to have blooming. It's just the nature of it, right? But it does a great job at masking it, right? And then there's a lot of other good things. Like, I'll say this again because there's more people in here. What I have found today to be my truth is that I realize the A95L is the better technology. It's the better TV from a technical perspective, right? But the B9 is a better looking TV. It looks better. It looks better. I don't care. It looks better, right? When I look at the quality of content, it looks better. But it has things that are holding it back from maybe its potential. I don't know. Like, one, I think if it was a glossy screen, it probably would look better. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a engineered for TV, so I don't know if that's even possible. But yeah, I don't want to rant, but these are just some of the things I'm seeing. Do you think Sony will release a successor to A90K? Nope. Nope. I don't think it makes sense for them. I think it was a bad decision to do what they did with A90K. Obviously, they took that panel from LG, and I feel like they just put too much money into it. It did need to be a Master Series. You don't need to go after targeting a 42 or 48-inch TV as being a super TV. It's too expensive, and so that's why they're not upgrading that TV. 150 more expensive. That is unfortunate to hear. Yeah, the image of the B9 looks better than most of the stuff I've seen on the A95L, but the A95L is a better looking TV. Like, it's makeup, basically makeup for an actor or an actress. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you look at natural beauty, okay, yeah, maybe that's a good analogy, okay? The B9 is that model that's just beautiful. If you don't like, I'm gonna speak from a man perspective or a male perspective. You don't like your girl with the lashes, with the arched eyebrows. If your little baby got nice eyebrows and, you know what I'm saying, her skin clear, everything, great, cool, sweet. But the A95L, you about to take your honey dip out for the weekend. Girl, go get them lashes done, arch them eyebrows, you know what I'm saying, get that makeup done. That's what the A95L is. That's how I view them in comparison. The B9 can't possibly compare because it can't use makeup. That's the best way I can put it, man. It doesn't have makeup. It doesn't have a gloss screen. It doesn't have pixel. But the internals of what the TV is, like mechanically, it produces better. It does a better job at using what it has than what the A95L has. So, no, I didn't talk about that yet, brother. You know, I got to break things down a little bit more so I can divulge and get into that to you, Joker. That's responding to you. You said the OLED's only advantage is the contrast ratio. I don't think it's just that, man. It's you know, it's really hard to test like motion, to be honest with you, just at the eye. But I really do think the screen that's on the OLED, the gloss works. Hot dark crap. And it's the color, the way the color it looks on a QD OLED. So it's got a few things that's working for it, man. A few different things that's working for it. I also don't like the fact that the 65-inch B9 doesn't have like the speaker terminals. So you either have to buy like one of the Sony A receivers, like the A1000 and above. They have that like 3.5 millimeter jack for your speaker, or, you know, you'd be investing into one of their center speakers. You know, because the A95K and 65-inch have the speaker terminals. SD said 75 Bravia 9 is the best TV I've ever owned, hands down. That's what it's a monster, man. And I don't even got the 75. I got the 65, so I believe you. So I don't have a lot of experience. The last large LED TV I got was Q9F, and before that was JS9500. So that's like 2018 and then 2015. I did get the 900H. Man, what other LEDs did I bought? What, I bought that monitor from Samsung, the G8. But then I bought the Hisense U7. We got that in the garage. It was the U7K, I think that's what it is. I don't have enough experience to speak intelligently, to be honest with you, about this TV compared to other LED TVs. But I just love what this TV is doing. You got the Bravia in the bright room, 95 in the dark room. That's what's up, man. Amir, I really don't know how to answer that question, sir. I don't want to disrespect nobody or nothing. So if you don't mind, I'd just rather not answer that. You asked if I like. I don't want to get into nothing like that. I just want to talk about some TVs if that's okay, my man. I like people, bro. I like people. I like people. Long as you good, you ain't doing nothing to no little kids. You know what I'm saying? You ain't taking nothing from nobody. I like everybody. Maybe that answer your question. But don't box a guy talking about TVs into no corner though. You ain't long as you ain't touching no little kids, you all right with me. Yeah. Do you think 85 is too big? Nah. What you got there? Yeah, that's garbage, baby. Yep. Uh, 10 to 12 feet? Nah, man. Man, you can have 100 feet. Man, listen, you can have 100-inch at 10 to 12 feet. It's gonna look beautiful. You got the C9? That's what I'm talking about, man. My boy, y'all know I gave my C9 away. My boy was telling me a few weeks ago, man. He was telling me he enjoys it. Yeah, but I really appreciate you guys in here. Thank you, you know what I'm saying, for coming in, chatting with me, and I appreciate the support, you know. You guys are posting videos and things like that. Listen, man, I was pretty going through some rough times, man. I got some rough roads ahead of me. Seriously, I got some family things going on where, you know, one of my main loved ones isn't doing the best, but you know, being able to make these videos with the TVs have been good to keep my mind off of, you know, some of the stuff that I got going on. Cause I really got a lot going on. Seriously, man, like a lot going on. And I had to tell my friends, you know, typically when people ventilate and they have issues, people normally think that it's related to like finances. And I'm not rich. I tell people all the time, listen, I'm not rich. You know, I make some money, but I'm not rich. But you know, when everybody has problems, the first thing that comes to mind is typically, oh man, he's going through some financial woes. And it's like, nah, dude, you get to a point in life, and I don't know who need to hear this, but I'm gonna give this gem to anybody that need to hear this. You will get to a point in life where you will realize that money's not everything. And when you run into some real problems, you will wish that your problems was only money. I'm telling you. Because if your issues are money, and I'm not trying to go all spiritual or nothing like that, but if your issues were only money, all you have to do is a couple things. You either need to spend less, you need to figure out a way to earn more. If you are physically capable, and you a man especially, I can only speak as a man, then that's all you got to do. So, you know, if you happen to know somebody that's going through something, don't assume that their problems is financial. Don't assume that, because money ain't everything. Money not everything. It's not. But I don't live stream often. I'll get better with it, but you know, right now it's just I was excited that I have at a video render and I just finished the video. So the video I just finished, y'all will see 7 a.m. Eastern in the morning. And then y'all gonna have another one the next day and another one the next day. So I'm gonna give y'all what y'all asking for these two TVs. So I do really appreciate you guys though. If you don't mind, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream so that I can go ahead and put this content on YouTube. I need to timestamp it and tag it and get it ready so it can process so that by tomorrow you guys can enjoy it, okay? If you haven't seen the comparison video, please go like it, man. I want to try to get one video one of these days to 1,000 likes. So if you haven't seen the last 2-3 videos, go like them and help me get there. And thank you for keeping me in your prayers. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great one, okay? Peace. God bless. As I always say, man, max love. We out. Fuck do I end this? I just said some old man stuff on